Hey everybody, I'm Emp, and today we're going to build a PC in this video, and the first step in building a PC is the motherboard. Let's get to it! The key component of all PC builds, the one that makes everything run, is the motherboard. This one is the MSI B550 Gaming Gen 3. It should do pretty nice for me. Alright, box opened. Let's get it up and out of its packaging. And here it is, motherboard up and ready to build on. Alright, next up, CPU time. We're gonna install it right here. Alright, before I go any further in the build, I'd like to explain that this is my first PC build. I have only just learned how to build stuff, so I had the help of lots of tutorials, making sure I did everything the right way and not mess anything up. Here's the CPU out of the box before I put it into the computer. We need to be super careful not to bend any of these pins, because even bending just one of them can mess up this entire thing and make me have to buy another one of these. Without a doubt, the CPU is the most stressful and hardest unit to install within a PC. Now, let's move on to the RAM. Now, to me, the RAM feels like the easy part of the job. You just stick it in there and it's good. But for some people it's hard for some reason. Anyways, RAM installed. Next step. For the SSD, I chose a 980 Pro from Samsung. 1 terabyte of storage. Alright, 1 terabyte of storage is about to go in here. And I think the M.2 drive is here, but I gotta double check before I put it in. And would you look at that? We got an SSD, everybody. Now, onto the CPU cooler. It's gonna go right there, mounted to that and that. These two brackets. It's gonna make the CPU chilly cold. The CPU cooler going in this PC that's gonna make the CPU a lot colder is the Thermalright Peerless Assassin 120, and it should do its job, or even more than that. I've got the adapters for the CPU cooler right here and over here in place. So this is an AM4 CPU from Ryzen, which means we're going to need the AM4 brackets. Now it's time to install this, and maybe the motherboard, into that guy, the chassis. Looky, I have installed the first part of the CPU cooler. Next, fans. I got this big heavy thing. Yes, it's time for the case, everybody. This thing is super heavy. It comes with a detachable storage plate too. That way you can hold any extra storage devices you need. Alright, from here on out within the video, the recording is going to be a bit more sporadic and non-continuous because I don't have 3 hands and I need both of my hands that I do have to install the computer into the case. So I'll try and fill you in on any gaps that come up. The case that I'm going with for this awesome PC build is by Fractal. It's called the Pop Air RGB Black, and I mainly chose it because it fit under my desk. It didn't have too much RGB and it met all the requirements for what I wanted. Alright, I've got the motherboard in the case. Now, I've got to plug some stuff in. This is exciting. It was getting pretty late in the night, so I decided to sleep and work on stuff in the morning. The fans were probably the thing that were the most challenging other than the CPU, because I could not figure out where to get them plugged into for the life of me. Luckily, we found a video, and I used that video to plug in the fans. Alright everybody, it's a new day. I've done some wiring. I've plugged in the fans there, and there. And now, we have basically one thing left, because I already did the power supply, which is right below there. Yep, we're doing the graphics card, everybody. 3060 is about to go right in here. Let's go! So after I got the GPU plugged in, which is an MSI 3060, I stopped recording for some reason. So I'm just here to fill you guys in. Got everything hooked up to the wall, to the monitor, and to the keyboard and peripherals. And I set ahead and plugged in Ethernet, installed Windows, and booted up the BIOS for the first time. After that, I got to see the glorious Windows setup page, which I got through pretty quickly, before
I got onto Windows. And that's where we are right now, everybody. We've caught up to the present, and I'm on Windows. I have Windows open, and I've got all my apps installed, as you can see down here. I've still got some setting up to do, but I've got Windows. So I ran an FPS test in Minecraft without performance boosting mods. It got 530 FPS. Yes, I know, for all you save the GPU people out there, I capped it afterwards, so no harm done to the GPU or any other part of the PC. And I've got to say, the PC itself looks awesome. I've got customizable RGB controls for all three of the fans, and honestly, I don't think I need any more RGB than that. It's fine. So with that said, the PC build is done. I'm on Windows now, which means editing will hopefully be a lot easier and more lag-free. A few more things before we go today. This is another terabyte SSD that I didn't get to use. Why? Because my motherboard can only support one game drive. This is the WD Black P10, 5 terabytes of external storage. Now 6 terabytes is probably overkill for what I need, but I'm expecting this PC to run for years on end without problems. So this will last me a long time with storage and life capacity. Ow. This is the thermal paste that I also didn't get to use because my CPU cooler came with it. I just wanted to make sure I had some so I didn't have to go out and buy more, which would have been kind of frustrating for me. A component that wasn't really shown in the video here, like at all, was the MSI Mag A650BN, the power supply. It says 850 plus bronze, or I mean 80 plus bronze, but it should do pretty fine either way. It's not really a modular power supply, so I had to stuff all the cables underneath the case. It's messy, but nobody will see it. And for you PC builders out there that want to see a full list of all the components and where I've got them from, here it is, right about now. You can see it's pretty long because I wanted to make sure I got the best components for the money that I spent on them. So this took a while to plan out, but I've got it now. All in all, I'm just really excited to have a PC in general. It's been so long since I've been on a decent computer that doesn't crash when I try and run multiple applications at once. Now I'll be able to do that with a breeze. I'm excited for the future of this channel and where it's gonna go. I wonder what the next game's gonna be. And yes, before you guys start asking in the comments, there will be more Mario Wonder content coming soon. Hopefully within the next week. So until then, you're just gonna have to watch this video. And maybe share it with some friends. Subscribe. Alright everybody, the video's over. See you later. Bye.